Hey, people, hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today I'm going to do a quick little video on these banners. Should you skip or should you roll?
All right!
So first of all, I'm going to just mention that obviously we have these here, or not, these here. So you definitely should be pulling with these at least to build up pity and, go towards getting yourself some more 4 stars, if you know what I mean. But outside of that, what do you think I think of these characters, alright? So let's go over Verna real quick. So Verna is a fire melee attacker. She has good CC, and she's probably the second best fire DPS. But the main thing that she's sort of lacking is in her opponent Mina, who is the other best DPS in the game. So Mina is a fire ranged character, so she gets like an 80%. She gets an 80% special skill boost from Nare, and she also gets, if we look at her Sig, she also gets this basic attack boost from her shield. So basically, Mina is super buffed up by this combination that it puts her just leagues ahead of Verna in almost every way. In terms of being sub DPS, the thing about that is with the sub DPS in this game, you sort of want to be inflicting something. So the main thing with Verna is she inflicts fire resistance decrease, but Mina also does that, and I don't believe that they stack. Also, she also implies putting this onto the opponent as well. So that is a defense shred. And even for instance, Flare has this defense shred at the bottom right here, So there's a lot of things that sort of invalidate Verna in a lot of ways. Also, Verna's best in slot support is probably Nare too. Another thing is what if you don't have Nare, right? Yeah, she's definitely probably a candidate for fire DPS, but there's also really good fire DPS characters like Angel here, who at A4 has this really low cooldown, and her skill is super powerful. She's really strong. If I'll try and show you guys some footage of Angel, if you know what I mean, to just show you how strong she is. So it's gonna take a while for Verna to out damage Angel, and you're likely gonna get more awakenings for Angel, if you know what I mean, before you're gonna max out Verna. Another thing is melee does have the longer duration for attack speed that Francis provides. Is she down here? Francis does provide, but that's not the same kind of buff that Nare gives to special skills on range characters. It's just so significantly weaker. Now, what actually is interesting is her artifact. It gives a flat increase of 25% attack on a flame damage boost, and also it gives you this basic attack boost of 30% and special skill damage by 10%. It actually takes a while for Mina's artifact to catch up to this one in strength and power, I would say. So if you want just another example, you can just look at Mina's here, which I have at R2, and it's just not really as good, I would say. She does give like a sizable fire damage boost, but like, yeah, no, it's sort of comparable in all honesty. So I would actually say Verna's might beat it out a little bit. Now, S. Francis. Now, a lot of people were highly anticipating S. Francis as a character after they saw how great Nare was as a support. And Nare is still really, really good. And her artifact was amazing. But the thing about S. Francis, right? And I'm just gonna like preview her kit real quick just so you can get where I'm coming from. So she basically has the same skill as normal Francis, but hers does slightly more attack increase up till A4, where normal Francis goes up to 35. So she's only doing 20% to the like Francis A4 35%. And then there's this whole switch skill, movement speed, attack speed increase, which is pretty good. It's interesting. But the whole duration of Summer Vitality duration, like look down here, 3% duration, right? That's not very long, you know? And it does get a little bit better with Awakenings, like, and even her like attack boost up time is a bit better, and also her support skill triggers more, and at A2 her switch skill affects like melee types more, and the duration's a little bit better, and she gets sort of 18% damage to boss enemies increase. The problem is Francis A6 gets a 30% elemental weakness damage bonus. So this 18% is competing with that. So, and another thing about this whole Summer Vitality thing is that the duration, you know, like it's very execution heavy. So you're gonna struggle to get off. And to be honest, like she doesn't get that much better. Like, to be honest, like eventually at A6, her attack boost goes over normal Francis to 40%. That's only a 5% increase, you know? She does get a massive earth damage boost, which sort of eclipses her normal version in earth teams, but it's not really that great. And unless you wanted to A6 this character, I would really just recommend just not. Like, no. I'd go S. Verna at this point, in all honesty. But now her artifact, right? So on the surface, this doesn't look too bad, you know? Upon using a support skill, crit rate up by 6, and basic attack by an additional 20%. Let's max this out. Goes up to 12%. Basic attack damage goes up to 40%. And there's a little attack boost. And this is the only support weapon with a damaging substat. Now, the problem with this, actually, we don't even need to go to another page, really. We can just look at this. So, this is the best support artifact in the game. Using a switch skill grants vitality to self and teammates. Increases basic attack, special skill, and ultimate skill by 5% per second when stamina is 90% or higher. Max stats, 20. So that goes all the way up to 100%, right? And also does a little win damage here, so it's great on Bonnie and G1 specifically. But this is a double of attack, like double everything. Right? Compared to this thing's sort of measly 40% increase only to earth characters and a little bit of crit rate. Yeah. It's also not fucking Nare's fucking artifact, which does all this, right? Not only just a basic attack damage increase, it's a crit damage increase. And yeah, it increases our shields, and as it goes up, it gets even better, kind of thing. Yeah, it's night and day, right? So yeah, that's what I think about the banners. Yeah, I would probably skip this banner if it wasn't mandatory with the free pulls. But try and build some pity. That's what I'd say. Anyway, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Ciao, ciao.